220 units in total, and at the day of the launch there was probably about 8 to 10,000 registrations. Serious people wanting to buy that product. So I just sold 2 units in Sobha Hartland to my investors from India. And these particular units in this entire building, there's only one type. And it goes up from the 5th floor to the 35th floor. So that's what, 30 units in that building of this particular series that we had shortlisted. And this is exactly what we wanted. We managed to get 2 of them. We were on the phone just about half an hour ago, and I was in touch with my client since morning, and we knew that this launch is taking place. And of course, I got to know about this well in advance. So I had already briefed a few of my VIP clients. These guys also being my VIPs, but for them, this is the first time they're transacting with me, right? We had a lot of discussion. We decided the kind of units that we wanted to shortlist on, a price point or a budget that you call it that we want to zero down. And last night we got a few more details that the launch is taking place today, and I had kept them ready with the funds and everything to go. So we had decided basically what kind of units we wanted, what should they be facing, what is the price point that we want to keep in mind, the square footage and everything. They kept the funds ready from yesterday itself because I gave them a heads up that this is happening today. I was over the phone with my sales rep, of course my wife Alicia in Sobha, and she was able to secure exactly what we were looking for. Since it is a water facing unit, it's a 1-bed plus study. We wanted to get 3 initially for one of my other buyers as well, but we were able to get the first 2 because they pulled the trigger first, because I have to prioritize these guys. The third gentleman is also one of my regulars, and hopefully I'll be able to get him a unit in the next day or 2. But so we just focused basically on the 1.5 beds, which is a 1-bed plus study overlooking the water. And the entire building has only one type of this series, so there's only 30 units in total, making it more scarce. Very rarely do you see 1 beds in a development with water views. So this was a plus, and one of the main reasons why we shortlisted this one with only 30 units. It was pretty chaotic. The competition was fierce. I don't think they released all of them yet. I'm hoping to be able to get 1 more for my regular buyer. I tried to get him 1 in the previous launch in a different development, but the entire building only had 220 units in total over the entire building. And at the day of the launch, there was probably about 8 to 10,000 registrations of serious people wanting to buy that product. So I walked in with 2 checks. I was only able to get 1 of those 2 units. I mean, it's a prime community, right? It's already 80% developed. They don't have many more land parcels left, especially not land parcels on the water. So this one was the launch of a new project on the water. Handover is in September 25. Small development, not too many units. I think there was a total of maybe 260 or 300 units in total. And being one of the last parcels on the water is what makes it more attractive. And this is why I even pitched it to them a week and a half ago when I met them. And they were pretty game, and they knew that we had decided basically the kind of unit that we wanted to shortlist and buy. So people buying in Sobha are very focused on a lot of things, like you mentioned, like quality, for instance. Yes, close proximity to the city. Yes, downtown across the street. You've also got a metro line coming in, so that's another plus. So has potential for Airbnb and short-term rentals. And of course, selecting the right product within the development is the most important factor. They believe in the project as well, and that is why they've invested. And this is not their first investment. This is maybe their second or third. This is the first one with me. But they have that confidence in the development because, of course, you've got downtown across the street where the price per square foot is almost 3,700 dirhams a foot, right? And then you have the Creek Harbor, which is on the other side, coming up at almost 1,850 to 1,900 a square foot. Sobha Hartland, which is right in the center, sits on Al Khail Road. 5 minutes less transit time to Dubai Creek Harbor, and selling at about 2,000 dirhams a square foot, right? Plus, you've got your major factors around. You've got your Dubai Design District, 12 odd buildings already functioning, fully commercial. You've got Sheikh Zayed Road, which is now a commercial district. So a whole bunch of towers there with offices. Each tower I can target at least 700-800 people at least working in there as employees. Move down further from there, you've got Dubai International Financial Center. So all the big guns are living over there. All the big guns are working over there. You've got your Wills offices. You've got a lot of corporates, companies, a lot of banks that don't want to do retail business but do corporate business. So all the big guns from there. And you've got downtown also has a commercial district. So, oh, and the most important one, I forgot, Business Bay. Business Bay has, I don't know, maybe 50 towers if I'm being reasonable. Each tower another 700-800 people. So you do the maths. DIFC, Sheikh Zayed Road, Dubai Design District, Business Bay, downtown. All of this is commercial. Most of it is commercial. All these people need a nice community to live in. What do you have close by? I've got D1 on my left, where the apartments are just getting handed over now as we speak. Prices are slightly on the higher side in my opinion. In D1 today you can get a ready to move in one bedroom at 1.7 million. Whereas here in Sobha Hartland I've managed to acquire a one bed at 1.6. One plus study at 1.6. And that's 200 to 300 square foot more than D1. The next closest community is Dubai Hills Estate, which is still a 20-minute drive from downtown. On the other side, I've got Dubai Creek Harbour. Creek Harbour, the new launches are taking place at 1.3 million as a starting price of a one bed, which is around 700 square foot, still 200 square foot less. So the difference is what you're paying here in terms of footage, square footage. All these factors around, looking at the price points in different areas, Business Bay is almost around 2,500 a foot, right? So you've got Business Bay at 25, downtown at 3,700 dirhams a square foot. You've got Creek Harbour at about 1,850, 1,900 a square foot. District 1 is about 2,450 a square foot. District 1 also does have a Crystal Lagoon, and it's a mixed community of townhouse, villas and apartments. Same way with Sobha Hartland. But District 1 has 31 plus buildings, which are being handed over soon and under the development phase. Sobha Hartland is a small niche community, got 200 to 250 villas and townhouses, all ranging from 6 million to 25 million. Very few buildings, so you've got about 18 to 20 buildings in total. You've got 2 schools which are fully functional. So these are some of the major USPs. They have their own ambulance center. They've got a new building is coming up, which has already been sold out. The ground floor is about 30 to 40,000 square foot of retail, which is only for a clinic or a polyclinic or something just below a hospital. So you've got that already in place. 2 schools are fully functional, lots of retail, I think about 12 to 15 buildings are already occupied with people living in there. So it's already an established community. It's a small community, it's a boutique community. So you know that the number of buildings there aren't going to be way too many. And of course the Crystal Lagoon feature at the back, metro station right behind. So these are a few major points as to why we shortlisted on this particular development, which happened today.